Welcome, guys. Thank you for tuning in and watching us today on this snow day. Today we are talking about Google Classroom. Let's share our screen here real quick. I'm going to show y'all guys something real quick. If you are tuning in with us, guys, and we've talked about the showcase in the last two sessions, and I don't think we did a very good job explaining to how to switch back and forth between the question and answer and the showcase. If you'll look at the top of the screen, you'll see this app box. Click the app icon, and that's how you toggle back and forth between the question and answer and the showcase. And I'd like to welcome Judy Abbott. She braved the cold and the winter weather to come out here and join us today. Her and Mr. Hicks are back there having a good old time. New football coach at Eastside High School, so congratulations to Coach Hicks. All right. Another little bit of housekeeping things, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to answer them during the session. We got Kevin Marcus and Daniel and Jason. They're going to help us with the troubleshooting. If you have any questions, they'll try their best to answer it. Like yesterday, if you are tuning in, please go ahead and have your email open. If you have a pretty major question, one of these guys will contact you through Google Hangouts chat and try to walk you through that. And we'll get started with talking about Google Classroom. Here's that presentation outline that we're going to go over today with you guys. First thing I'll talk about is how you can utilize it in your classroom. I think the main reason, Mr. Hicks talked about this a little bit yesterday, one of the main reasons we are so adamant and just promoting Google is the ability to share information. Share information with colleagues, share information with students, being able to access our information anywhere in the world. Anywhere we have internet access, we can, have access to our materials. And that's the beautiful thing about Google Classroom. It allows me to share anything in my repertoire to my students or your students. Anything you want your students to have access to, they can have access to it at home, on the school bus, on the ball field, wherever. And that's the beautiful thing about Google Classroom. It is a platform that allows you to organize all this information and put it into, put for students to use. All right, so if you want to, guys, you can go ahead and follow along with this presentation. You can go ahead. I'll give you time to go to classroom.google.com if you want to go ahead and follow along with us live. I'll give you a few seconds. Go ahead and do that, guys. Like we talked about before, if we're going too fast, go ahead, shoot us a question, say, hey, slow down a little bit, repeat stuff. We're here to work with you guys. We are tickled to death that you are actually taking time on a snow day to tune in and watch us, guys. I'm sure y'all can find a lot more entertaining stuff to do on a snow day than watch us guys up here talking to you. Another little disclaimer, last session or two, we've had a few questions, the forms didn't look the same as it did on your computer. Google has newer versions of its apps coming out all the time. So if what I'm showing you doesn't look similar to what you're seeing on your computer screen, it could be the fact that you're using an older version of Google Classroom. So if that's the case, there should be an icon somewhere or a pop-up saying try the new Google Classroom. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and we'll start. This should be the first screen that you come to when you go to classroom.google.com. And to get started using the Classroom, you have to log into your Google account if you haven't already done so. And you'll get started by clicking I am a teacher. All right. After you do that, you'll come to this page. This is just a page of all the classes that you have created. Up here's your menu. It has all the classes that you've created, all the work for those classes, and Google Classroom also has a calendar. We'll talk more about that later, but any assignment, any question that you post in your classroom will show up in this calendar. And there's what I have so far. Okay. Oh, we're going to. All right. If you go over here to the plus button, Google, a lot of times, if you see a plus, that's their way of saying, hey, this is how you add something. So if I want to create a new class, I click on the plus. I can create a class or join a class. So a student getting to this page could click join a class. We'll talk about how to add students here in a little bit. So I've created my class. I call it test. I got one student in it. It's a beautiful little first grader in Powell Valley named Jason Roberts, my son. That's the beautiful thing about being an ITRT. I can add him to what I want to. So we're going to go ahead and go into the class. You'll see up here in the upper left-hand corner, we have our menu again. It's the same menu we saw before. It shows all our classes, the calendars on it, all the work for all your classrooms will be there, and any old archive classes that you have created. And here's the settings. The settings is just your Google account settings and notifications. It's, not much to it. If you notice these icons right here, tabs, stream, this is the main page of Google Classroom. If you're familiar with Facebook or Edmodo, you are well on your way to using Classroom. It's just where all the information is organized. All the announcements, assignments, questions will all be found in this stream. Next one is the Student tab. This is how you actually will invite your students to join your classroom. We'll go over it in a minute. And the About tab. That's just the information about your class. Over here on the right-hand corner, you'll see Select a Theme or Upload Photo. You can change this banner. You can organize your classroom any way you want to. You can set the banner any way you want to. Right now, I have it set to a geography theme, being an old social studies teacher. But if I wanted to change it to maybe my school colors, I could just select Theme, find a pattern that I liked, add it in there. Here's some more patterns over here. You can find your school color or whatever, something if you wanted to be pretty, whatever you decided you wanted to do. You can find the picture to add, there's some school-based themes. There's a chalkboard, there's one I'm using in the books, there's just whatever fits your taste. So I'm going to leave it the way I want it. You can also upload a photo in this banner. You click on Upload Photo. You can click and drag it in, or you can just do the upload directly straight from your computer. If you notice here on the sidebar here, this right here, this little box has all your due assignments that are due. You can also view all the assignments you've done this week. Next one is the stream. This will allow you to show deleted items. If you have deleted items in your stream, you could show it here if you wanted to for your reference. And down here is the class code. The class code is how students, it's one way students can join the classroom. We'll talk about that here in a second. And over here, the plus. That's, like I said in Google, you see a plus, it's how they add something. And that's how to do our announcements, do our assignments, how we can create our questions, and reuse a post. We'll talk all about this stuff a little bit later. We'll talk about the Student tab here real quick. Students can be added to the classroom in two ways. First, you can invite them manually. If you invite them manually, they log into Classroom. All they have to do is click Join. So if I want to invite kids or students manually, I click on Invite. And once I do so, you see I got up here, got contacts and I got groups. Then you got this little drop-down menu where it says My Contacts. That would do my Gmail contacts. That would be the only people I can see. So this is very important when you're adding students to always make sure you select Directory. And once I do, here's all the student accounts. And I would use the search bar and I would type in my students' Google usernames to add them to class. So when I did my son's, his was 27J Roberts at wiseK12.org. And there he is. So I would select him and invite him. I've already done so. We do somebody else. We'll do Jason Hicks. And there's all Jason Hicks in the county. The best way to do it is to do the student's username, because take a Mullins. You're trying to find a certain Mullins. There's only one or two in Wise County, I imagine, of Mullins. So if I'm looking for a particular student, I'm going to use their IDs, their Google IDs. And if you don't know what they are, guys, it's the same as their computer login with at wiseK12.org. Added. It's the graduation year, first initial, last name, in most cases. But in the case of all them Mullinses, you may have to add a 1 or 2 at the end. But your guidance counselors, ITRTs, or techs can get that information for you if you need it. What's the question? I don't see it. We got a question. Daniel's going to do what? Stephanie Dean wanted to know if you could do search by last name only. Yes, you can. And we just pulled up the Mullinses. Like I said, there's only 1 or 2 Mullinses in Wise County. It might be quicker, if you knew your students' IDs, to go ahead and do that, so you don't have to search through all the Mullinses in Wise County. That's one way. The second way to invite students is using the class code. And the way this works is, when your students go to classroom.google.com and they click join, they can input this code and it will automatically join them to your classroom. But bad thing about that is getting everybody signed up at the same time. If you can secure lab time, that'd be a great way to do it. But if you're dependent on them to sign themselves up, that might be a little problematic. So it is very easy to add students to your classrooms. And here's a question I've been asked before: can I have a student in World History 1 and also in government? Yes, they can be in different classrooms. You can join them. You can invite them to how many classrooms you set up. All right, let's talk about the About tab real quick. It's just your basic information about your classroom. You can give it a title, description. You can say what room the classroom's taking place in. If I'm in room 111, I could put that. It shows what Google Drive folder all this information is going into. We'll talk about that here in a second. When you create your classroom, a Google Drive folder is automatically created in your Google Drive for you. And here's your calendar also. You can view it in Classroom, or you can open it in your Google Calendar. You can also invite teachers to join your classroom. Say you're teaching a collaborative class and you're wanting to invite the special education teacher to join in and be a moderator for this class. You could. You just click Invite Teacher. And the same way you invite students. We'll go to Directory and we'll search. We'll just do Hicks. We're going to invite one of the many Jason Hickses. We'll do the Jason Hicks because that seems very official. So we can make Jason a co-teacher in our Google Classroom. And you can also, it gives you the option to email Jason. So I could email him. And there it is. Hey. And he said he just now got the notification that he received that. All right. So it's very easy to add a teacher. And also, if I want to get rid of Jason, click the ellipses, kick him out. But we'll leave him in for right now. This down here, to add materials, this would be useful for a teacher. Say you're wanting to add your syllabus, or you're wanting to add an introduction letter. You can add any materials to this About page that you want to. And the way you do it, you click on Add Materials. You just give it a title, and here are your upload options. You do a file upload. You can upload directly from your Google Drive. You could upload a YouTube video. If you had an introduction video for your class, you could put it right here. Or if you wanted to add a web link, that's what this icon right here is for. All right. All right, now let's go back to the stream. Like I said, this is the main part of Google Classroom. This is where everything's going to be stored. This is where everything's going to be organized. And like I said before, when you have a classroom set up, you automatically have a Google Drive folder created. I'll show it to you real quick. I went to my drive, and if you notice up here, Classroom. This folder will automatically be created for you in your Google Drive when you set up Classroom. So open it up. There is my test class. Here's some grades that I have taken in that test class. We'll go over it at the end. And here's all the assignments that I have done so far. So if I click on this worksheet right here, there's the work that's been submitted to me. So all this is already organized for you. You don't have to do any of this organization. Once you create a Classroom account, it's automatically uploaded into your Google Drive. So anytime I add something, it is going to put it in that folder for me. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about saving it. It's automatically going to be done for you. All right, here's the big thing. How do I get stuff in Classroom? How do I add stuff to Classroom? How do I get information to students? And like we said before, anytime you see the plus symbol, that's how we add stuff. I click on it, you got 4 options. You can create an announcement, you can create an assignment, you can do a question, or reuse a post. So create an announcement. When you create an announcement, let's go ahead and click on it. This will come up. You could just simply say hi class or remember to test Friday class. You just, it's just a way to get information out real quickly to students. If you're going to share something through an announcement, they're not going to really be able to turn stuff into you. This is not where you'd want to assign homework or assign a project. This is just getting information out quickly. You can still use these icons right here to upload stuff. These are your upload options. You can still do the file upload. You still upload from Drive. You still do YouTube and link. Like I said before, this is the best thing about the Google Classroom and Google in general is the ability to share, stuff. I can access this from home. If I want to upload something from a Drive, I just click on it and it's there, ready at my fingertips. If I'm driving down the road with my wife, I can access this. I can add stuff to Classroom, no problem. If I wanted to add a YouTube video, if I wanted to, we'll do a little blended learning or a flipped classroom, this is the way, we could achieve that. We could introduce that information on our classroom, come in the next day, have a discussion, talk about it. So that's a simple way to do it. So I'm going to do a little announcement. Hi class. All right, and I'm going to just do a little YouTube video, just a short little YouTube video to introduce the lesson, say. So, hey, hi class, please. The attached YouTube video. So now I'm going to have to add that YouTube video. And if you tuned in for our last few trainings, you've seen Jason do this. It's very easy, and for me, I know I guess I'm not hard to please or to make excited because this really excites me. I click on it. I can add a YouTube right now. I can find me a YouTube video and upload it very simply, very quickly. So let's find us a good one to look up. I'm an old history guy. Let's do George Washington. I go down here, 25 interesting facts about George Washington. It's 4 minutes. Good. I'm going to click on it. I could preview the video, which I might add is very important. Personal experience. Mr. Hicks is laughing. He knows the story behind that. Always view your videos. I'm going to pretend that I've proofread this, watched it, everything's A-okay. I'm going to click add. When I get done, go down here. Here's some options. I can save this as a draft for later, or I can go ahead and post it. So I'm going to go ahead and post it. and it shows up in our news feed, in our stream. It says, hi class, please watch the attached video. Students would just simply click on the video, they could watch it. Notice this down here, add class comments. Students can make comments unless you take that away from them. Let's go back to the students, a tab. If you notice right here where it says students can post and comment, I can change that to where students can only comment, or I could change it to only teacher can post or comment. So you can lock this down as tight as you want to. If you start having a problem, kids being silly or whatnot, you can take that right away from them. But right now I have it there. I could put in there, hi class, please watch the attached video. I'm going to edit this and tell them, please tell me five interesting facts. So please tell me 5 interesting facts in the comments below. Click save. Then you can, kids can see what the other kids write. They can respond back to each other. You can start a discussion this way. That might be a great way to introduce some new material to students. All right. So say I don't like this post. I want to get rid of it. I've already showed you how to edit it. If you get rid of it, we just go here, click the ellipses, and delete it. And it's going to be permanently deleted. But I like old George Washington. I'm leaving him up there. So we've got our announcement on here. Students, it'll be available to students. They can access it from their iPads, their smartphones, laptops, whatever device they have access to it. While I'm talking about students getting access to it, there is a Google Classroom app that you can download. It's an Android and a iOS one also. More questions? We got another question Daniel alerted me to. See here, my questions are loading up. Is there a way to verify the students watch the video? In the announcements, no. If you did it as an assignment, yes. We'll talk about that here in a second. That was a very good question. Thank you. All right. So now let's talk about the next thing. Since we're talking about assignments, how to create an assignment. Click on our plus and create assignment. Same way we did the announcement, give the title, video assignment. Video assignment, and the way I would do it to make sure students watched a video, I wouldn't directly put the video in my assignment. I would embed the video into a Google form and have questions about the video. That's the way I would do it. So that's the way I'd get around that particular problem. When I assigned the video from the watch, I would put it into a format where they would have to watch it and have those questions to answer about it. There's other options besides Google Forms. There's a thing called Educanon. There's a thing called Zaption that you could use. Just whatever you want to use, we could upload into Classroom. That's the beautiful thing about Classroom. We can upload any web-based content, any content we have, we can get into the students' hands. We're talking about getting ready for SOLs. What's a better avenue to get students study materials? Share this out into the classroom. It's there, readily available for them anywhere they want to get it. They can't say, "Oh, I left it at school. I forgot my binder at school." They're not going to forget that smartphone. It's always going to be around with them. They're going to have it, so they have access to this. So do my video assignment, I can go to YouTube, or like I said, if I had a Google form with the YouTube video embedded, I could upload it from here. I could upload just a straight old document from here. After I do that, I hit assign. So let's go ahead and attach something real quick. I'm just going to call it a worksheet. Worksheet number 2. All right, so I'm going to attach it from my Google Drive. And let's find something down here to attach. See if I got a worksheet in here somewhere. Here we go. I'll do this one. What's your favorite season? I've already done that one already, but I'll do it again. Here's the most important thing. If you're wanting students to be able to edit or write on, or they're going to be submitting this back to you, a Google Doc, you need to pay very close attention to right here. This is the most important thing. Right now, the students can only view this file. So if they edited this file, they wouldn't be able to. If you change it to students can edit this, every student will be editing the same exact document. So if you're going to give something to students to turn back in, or you're wanting them to edit it for their own, always select this, make a copy for each student. Once you do this and hit assign, in their Google Drive, in their classroom folder that's created for them, this assignment will be in there. So another way for students organization, they can use the classroom folder in their Google Drive to keep all their history, English, math class, whatever it may be, assignments and notes and whatever the teacher shared with them organized. All right. So next thing I need to do is give it a due date. All right. I can also turn it off if you don't want a due date. If it's something that doesn't require a due date, you can do that, but I'm going to make it due tomorrow. Click on the calendar, and I'm going to select tomorrow, February 11th. You can also put a time on it. Say you're doing a term paper and you want it in by midnight on the 11th. All right? You can set that time, whatever you want. Want it at 12 midnight. Or we'll do 11:30 at night. If you want to do that, you could. If you don't want to, just X out of it. That's optional. After you do so, click Save. And now hit Assign. And if you notice, once you make an assignment, it pops up here. It'll pop up in the stream. The newest thing will always come to the top of the stream. So the newest work, the newest post will always be at the top. And if you notice right here, it shows you how many students are in the class and how many have finished it. So if I scroll down here to the other stuff I have assigned, you can see no one's finished this one. This one everybody's finished. This one everybody's finished. That's a good way. You can tell when students are finished, when everybody's done. Now, let's talk about this real quick again. We're real big on Google Forms, and if you do an assignment and upload a Google form, on the student side, it's very easy. Once they hit submit, it turns it in for them. We're going to talk about the student view, the student side of this after we get done with the teacher side, and it's very easy for students to submit and turn in Google Forms. So that's the way you do an assignment. It's very easy. It doesn't take us very long at all. Like I said, when you finish, we'll get done making your assignment. This is what it looks like on the stream. You could add comments. The students could leave comments. If they're having difficulties on some part of the assignment, they can say, "Hey, Mr. Roberts, I need some help." And you can, answer those kids individually. If it's an assignment that they're working on collaboratively, they could ask each other questions. You could do it. You can, allow that also. But like I said, the most important thing is when you create the assignment is to mark it to where each student will get a copy. That's very, very important if you're wanting them to turn it back in. All right. Here in a second, guys, I'm going to show you how to grade and go through these assignments after we get done with this overview. And like I said, if you want to get rid of this assignment, click the ellipses. You can edit it, and you could also delete it. All right. We talked about Google Calendar earlier. Every time you add an assignment, you can go to your calendar and see the assignment. The students also have the same calendar. So, like I said, this is just a great way to organize information. How many times have you heard, "Oh, I forgot we had a quiz day. I forgot this homework was due. I forgot this paper was due." In their classroom, they'll have the same menu button with the same calendar. So I'm going to click on the menu, and I'm going to calendar. And here's all the assignments that are due for today. I've been horrible. I loaded my class down with homework tonight. So they'll be able to see all their homework in here. See, there's all my classes. You can just see, view what's for test. If a student has, 3 different classes that are using Classroom, they can show all the stuff for all the classes, or they can narrow it down by a certain class. I'll go back to my class. I can get the mouse to work with me. All right. So let's go down here. Let's talk about the next one. Create a question. Say you're just wanting to ask like a poll type question. You want to do it real quick. You want to get immediate feedback. This would be your option. You could poll your class. You click on the question. All right. You put on here, what's your favorite Walking Dead character? You can do the due date on it or not. You can leave it off. You can do the timestamp also. We'll save it. We're going to make it due tomorrow. All right. And here's the options. You can have where the students can reply to each other, or you can cut that off. If you only want to reply to you cut that off. But if you want to, start a discussion, you can put it on there. Now the students can edit answer. You put on there where they can go back and edit what they submitted. So we're going to put that on there also. If I wanted to upload a video for them to watch and discuss, I could do that. If I wanted to upload just a file for them to read and discuss, you could do it also. And like I said, you can pull it straight from your drive or a link. That's the best thing about, like I can't say enough, is the sharing of materials with people and the collaboration you can do with people using the Google Apps for Education. It allows us to do so much. It's just whatever you could think of and whatever you want to implement. And again, if I want to get rid of this, I can just hit the trash can and get rid of it. And I can save it as a draft if I want to do it for later. So I already got this. What is your favorite Walking Dead character? And ask. And there it is. Comes up the top. Back to our calendar. Well, this mouse don't want to work with me. There's the question. What's your favorite Walking Dead character? Everything that you put on here, like an assignment, a question, is going to show up in their calendar. All right. Get my little self-organized here. All right, so I'm going to show you when somebody turns something in, how to look at that, how to grade it. So let's go down here to this Google form that I sent out to my class. Call it GOAT. Greatest of all time. I can check the form, see what it was. Let it load. All right, I did a simple little 2-question questionnaire for my students, and it checks boxes below. Select who is the best quarterback of all time, Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. Second question is, which quarterback has thrown 3 touchdowns to 5 interceptions in Super Bowls? You may be seeing my bias here as a teacher. All right, so I can go over here and I can review the students' responses to the form. All right. Notice every student in my class said, who's the best quarterback? Tom Brady. Which quarterback's thrown 3 interceptions, 5 interceptions? Peyton Manning. A lot of smart kids in my class. I'm going to use this as a little segue to a lesson here. If you notice, what did I forget to put in my form? I have no way to identify my students. I didn't put have their username shown, or I didn't ask them for their name. That was a mistake on my part. It's a little free learning lesson. All right, so Jason Roberts, that was his responses. So, of course, I gave him 100 out of 100. Those were 2 correct answers, according to this teacher's bias. All right, so if I wanted to change that, if Mr. Hicks was grading it, he would probably give him a 50. All right. So I did this. I have graded the assignment. I'm going to change it to 100 because this boy did great. Now I'm going to click return. It's going to return that back to that student. We'll talk about that. And I can give them I can even leave a comment for the student after I grade it. Got another question? Let me look here real, guys. People saying they're having a hard time. Do what? Control plus me. Okay. People saying they're having a difficulty time seeing the TV or our computer screen, so I'm going to try to fix it right here real quick. Give me a thumbs up or comment back if that's a little bit better. I'll wait on that for a second or two. Do what? Oh, it's all right. It's okay. All right, guys, we're going to go on. Grab my thoughts here. All right. Before I show you the student view, let's go back and let's look at an assignment that's been graded. I've already graded the goat. So here's a good thing that we've really been hashing out about classroom is the ability to take grades. We got these grades. Where are these grades going? Grade book. If you notice the outline, I said it has a grade book sorta. What it does, it takes all the grades that you have taken and puts them into a Google Sheets. So if you click the little gear icon, you can copy all grades to Google Sheets and download all the grades as a CSV. We went over before this presentation started and talked with Zach Lawson at the school board office, and he told us that you can upload grades into TAC with a CSV upload. So what I'm saying is you can take your grades from Google Classroom and upload them into TAC, which we're very excited about, and I hope you are too. And if you need any help doing that, please let us know, and we'll come around and we'll help you with that. So I'm going to just copy all my grades to a Google Sheet. Working in technology will teach you patience. Let it load. Here's all the grades I have taken. Here's all my assignments. And poor Jason right now has a 40% average because the only thing he has done is those 2 assignments. I'm going to have a talk with his daddy, have that parent meeting. So according to our conversation with Zach, we could take the CSV, we could download this as a CSV and do an upload and take it directly into TAC, which is great. All right, let's go back to the stream. All right, guys. It seems a bit bigger. Thanks. Good. All right. I hope y'all can see this better at home. All right, so that's pretty much the teacher side of it. That's getting the information out to students. Now we're going to look at it from the student's view. I'm going to go back to my presentation here. The students will log in the same way that you did. They'll go to classroom.google.com and they'll come to this same page. Except, they'll get started as a student. All right. All right. If you have invited your students, once they log in, your class will show up right here, and there will be an icon right here for them to join. They'll click join, and they'll be enrolled into your class. If you notice, with this class, it already has all their assignments listed on it. So once they log in, every day, they can just look and see what assignment they have due. So we're going to go into the class. And this is the view from the students. They still have all the same tabs that you did. They have the stream, they have the class, they can view their classmates. They can check out the about. There's the calendar. If you had your syllabus in here or introduction video, whatever, it would be here for them. And here's all the information we've put in the stream. Here's all the assignments. So here's the announcement we did. What's your favorite Walking Dead character? So they can type in here. I think I'm spelling that right. Daryl Dixon. Everybody loves Daryl. And I'm going to submit it. Notice it gives the due date when it's due. They can also see their classmates' answers. Like we said, you can cut that off if you don't want them to see each other's answers. All right, here's some more homework they have or classwork. They got this worksheet. So let's click on this. And it's loading. When they get to this page right here, they'll click on the link to open up the sheet. Well, wait patiently for it to load. It's going to go a little bit slower. There we go. What is your favorite season? I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to lie and say winter. All right. I've typed in winter. I've typed in my answer. I'm finished. I'm ready to turn it in. How do I turn it in? They'll go up here to the top and click turn in. And it'll come back. You give them this. One attachment will be submitted. Do you want to turn it in? Turn in. They also have the option, unless you take it away, to unsubmit it. So they realize, I put the wrong answer, or I want to go back and check something. They can unsubmit their work if they want to. All right. They can leave a private comment for you if they need to. If they're needing help, need more time, whatever. Let's go back to the classroom view. All right. There's the video. To watch the video, they simply just click on the link. Here's one that they've already done. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if the woodchuck could chuck wood? They answered that question. It's been returned to them, and there's been a reply sent to them. Here's the goat form that they filled out. It's been returned to them. Just open that up. There's the comment from the teacher. Their grade is in the upper right-hand corner. Oh, they're not seeing the Internet Explorer. Okay. Just been told, guys, all that stuff we did from the student view has not been showed up because we switched over to Internet Explorer. All right, let's go back out here from the Explorer tab. Okay. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and fix this for you guys real quick. So. Right here. All right. Stop screen sharing. All right, guys, we apologize for that. Like we said, there's gonna be some wrinkles and some bumps in the road, and this more of those. All right. Let me try to fix this for you real quick. I'm gonna share the entire screen. Share. All right. See if this works. Yep. All right. Let me go back through this for you real quick, guys. You'll see this is a student view. They log in just the same way you do. And once they get in, it looks almost identical. The stream view. If they can use Facebook, if they're using Facebook, they can use Google Classroom. All right. Here was the question that we answered. What is your favorite Walking Dead character? There's our answer. It's done, but it has not been returned. That means the teacher has not done anything with it. And they can edit it if they needed to. Here's the second worksheet that we did and submitted. All right, I'll show it to you again real quick. Worksheet, I click on it. Here's the worksheet that came up. What is your favorite season? Why is it your favorite season? See, I didn't answer it completely. So winter is my favorite season, and I'm thinking like a high school boy. I want to say deer hunting. If we can get the mouse to cooperate. I think Miss Abbott has done some voodoo on this mouse. Doing it every time. All right. All right. I'm going to unsubmit it, and we'll try it that way. That might have been the problem. All right, so we're going to open up the Google Doc. What is your favorite season and why? You let it finish loading up. There we go. Winter, deer hunt. Now I'm finished with my work and I have to turn it in, so I'm going to go up here to the Turn In tab and click it. And here's the Turn In Your Work. When attachment will be submitted, click Turn In. Unsubmitted went to Done. And like I said, I can add a private comment for the teacher if I needed to. Let's go back and let's look at one that's been graded. It's been returned. We'll look at the old GOAT form. All right. You notice it says it's been returned. There's a private comment from the teacher. You're one smart cookie. And here's the grade in the upper right-hand corner. 100 out of 100. So I've gave this student instant feedback. He knows exactly what he did and what he got right. All right. Here's the video that we uploaded. The student, if they want to watch it, they simply click it. They can watch it straight from here, and they can add their comment below. And that's pretty much, that's all there is from the student side. It's pretty easy. It's straightforward. Everything's here for them. Let's look at the student's calendar. Here's all the work that's due from this week. And if I click on that link in the calendar, it'll take me directly to the assignment. So if I want to go down here to the question again, it'll take me straight to the question. Like I said, Google Classroom is a great platform for us to edit stuff. Can you weigh assignments differently in the grade book, or does it only do straight averages for all the grades? That's a question I got back. That's a good question. If you're good at using Excel or Google Sheets and you could work out the formula, yes, you could. Can I? No, I'd have to get Mr. Hicks to help me. He's the resident Excel, Google Sheets guru. So, yes, you can. But if you need to know, ask us, and we'll find, we'll teach you how to do it. If you need me to show you, I'm going to have to get with Mr. Hicks to get a little advanced tutorial. So, that's pretty much, the nuts and bolts of Google Classroom. Once again, I'm going to apologize for the little bit of flub we had with the screen sharing and the student view. We got about 10 minutes left. If there's anything you need me to go back over, I'll feel free to ask. We'll go back and we'll take time and go back over it. Answer any questions that you have. I've just been informed by Mr. Hicks that Wise County Schools will be closed tomorrow. Hopefully Mark Giles don't mind us telling you that over a live feed. We will be doing this tomorrow, and I think Daniel will be talking about Flubaroo and other Chrome add-ons. So that'd be an interesting little topic. And guys, if you don't have any other questions, thank you for watching. Like again, I'm gonna apologize from the bottom of my heart for the little flub we had. We have a sign-in sheet. It's in the showcase. I'll go back to it and show you where it is, guys. It'll be over here in the right-hand corner, Google Classroom sign-in. Please fill that out. It's a sign-in sheet. There's also a survey part to it. Like Hicks, we've said in the past, we're big boys. We can take the criticism. Anything you say that can help these sessions to be better, please let us know. And there's no more questions, guys. I'm sure you don't mind getting out 10 minutes early. So you guys have a great day, and thank you once again for stopping in and spending this snow day with us. You have a great day.